Hey guys, how's it going? It's Cody again. I'm just making like another little follow-up thing because it's not really a review. I'm just talking about my ultralight micro T-28 Trojan. Um, it's a cool little plane. I was actually just flying at the park right now. I had to come back because I have a broken prop. And as you can see, I've crashed my plane quite a few times. I've already had to repair my prop once. So you can see right here, I had a chunk missing out of it, and I used this tape with string in it, and I cut the rest of the shape to make it look like the propeller, and it worked great. I mean, it was working like the propeller wasn't even broken. There was no vibration or anything. So anyway, I did that, and then as you can see, and I explained in my last video, I colored my plane and stuff so I could make it more visible while I fly, because I'm a total noob. This is my first plane. Probably shouldn't have got a 4 channel. Well, I've had other planes. I've had 2 channel planes before, like little air hog pieces of shit, which, they're kind of fun actually, but it's my first real plane, even though it's really small. Um, Yesterday I was flying it, and, I have so much shit colored on it. My theory is if you color on it enough, people can't see all the shit that you've done to fix it. See, I have like a bunch of clear packing tape here on the nose to keep it together because it's split. And this green wing, there's a big piece of tape there. There's tape here. Because actually that wing is completely broken. Completely broken. It was just like hanging by the aileron. But as you can see now, it's complete. See, the shape is fine. Nothing wrong with the shape. It's completely durable. Nothing wrong with it. It's the other side. Not broken. But I've had to do quite a bit of work to the tail. I mean, the tail always gets messed up somehow. I always have to retrim it, or these little plastic things that hold them on, that hold on they give you the give these little babies. Mine always gets jammed up, so it pushes the rod further, and then you pick up the plane, and it's like going like this. Oh, see, look, it just did it. I don't know if you can see, but it bypassed the first bend and went, so it's pulling, and it does that when it crashes, which is not a big deal. I just set it back to normal, but you know. And I don't know if this happened to anybody else, but when I got it from the factory, like the stock settings that these came up to, these come like, I don't know what they use, like shrink wrapped together, and they were not at the appropriate lengths. And what was happening is my airplane had way too much lift, and it just wants to do loops and loops and loops, no matter how I trim it out. So I ended up having to do it to the both this side right here and this side for the tail, because what I did was I pulled it out of the wrap or whatever, and then this side I hot glued. And then this side, I just put some packing tape on it. That way I can adjust it if I need to. And let's see, I got tape on this. I got it on the reverse side. I mean, this thing has really got tape all over it, but you can't really, you can tell, but you can't really tell. See, I've colored it a lot. I mean, I get home after I spend it at the park, and I bring it home, and I just start going at it with the Sharpie. As you can see, I've started going at the tail with blue, because I figured blue, since I'm colorblind, blue stands out to me a lot. And I figure if the tail section is blue, I could see it when it's flying away from me to know that it's going away. But anyway, yeah, today I haven't really had any good flights up to this. I've had like 30-second flights, 2-minute flights really. 2-minute flights more like it, not 30 seconds, but 2-minute flights. But today I went out to the park, and I really wasn't even sure if I was gonna fly at this park because I didn't know if it was big enough. But I see online everybody says you can fly these anywhere, and you should be able to. They're so small, but me being such a rookie, I feel like I just need the biggest field possible. But today I had a really good flight. I mean, it was flying perfect. I mean, it was flying straight. I had people watching me at the park, and it's a park that kids. There's a school right next to it, and like there's a lot of mothers and grandmothers like bringing their children there to play at the park before they go and pick up their other kids or whatever. So they're watching me and stuff. They're watching me crash. But no, I had some really good flights today. I mean, it does whatever you want it to do. It pulls loops when you want them. I actually flew inverted for the first time today, which I didn't even I meant to do it, but I didn't mean to do it. What's happening is I had it super high up there. I don't really like it high up because my eyesight's bad and I can't really, see it when it's at a distance. So plus it being so small, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna bring this thing down. So what I did is, I also gave the ailerons a lot more what's the word, authority. I gave them a lot more authority by putting them down on the little pegs, and so it was way up there, and I was just like, oh, I thought I'll dive bomb it, and I gave up on the throttle and I started dive bombing, and then it just started, I didn't even think about it before I knew it. It was flying inverted, and I was just like, oh man, this is sick. I'll just keep flying it like this. So I was flying it inverted, and then I came out on like a roll, and then I did like a sick loop, and right before, I thought I was gonna hit the ground, cause man, like I dive bombed it, like it went straight down, like it just went straight down like that for like before I caught it into the loop, or caught it into the invert, and then looped out of it. But I don't know. These planes are a blast. I'm not even good at flying them, but this is basically my trainer. But yeah, this thing was a lot of fun. I just need to get a new propeller, or me being super cheap and knowing that I could fix anything. I mean, these airplanes are so light in the materials that you make them out of. I mean, really anything that you break can be fixed with scotch tape or packing tape. Or for stronger brakes, I have this tape with string in it, as you can see there on the propeller, and that shit works really good. Like that tape is super sticky and it's not gonna break. Like that is good tape. It's the carbon fiber of tapes. And then yeah, if I had some crazy glue, I looked around, which I don't. I know some crazy glue I could put this back on there. You know, I could glue it back on there. Maybe some epoxy, and then maybe add a little bit to the other side just for some balance. I mean, it really, you could fix this plane, but when you fix it, you're adding tape, adding this and that. The plane's getting heavier, but as long as you're conscious, as long as you keep it in your head that all the stuff I'm adding is, adding weight, taking old pieces of tape off that aren't really doing shit anymore, and just being conscious of it, not letting the plane get too heavy, or, seeing how it flies. It's like, oh, it's not flying right. But with this plane, I mean, despite probably the 30, 40, like, I'm not joking, this thing has crashed a lot of times. Not nose down every time. I mean, when it goes nose down like it did on this last one, I broke a propeller. I mean, you can usually loop out and save them, right before you hit the ground. Just hit the elevator up and skip up a little bit. But this thing has had a lot of crashes. The first time I flew it, I lost my landing gear. I crashed it like 30 feet up onto this baseball field like fence, and it hit so hard that the landing gear flew out somewhere and I lost it. So I can't use the landing gear, but I definitely recommend this plane to anybody new to RC, or who has been in radio playing RC, or just anybody that just wants to go and buy a plane on a whim. Because that's what I did. I was at the RC hobby shop. I wasn't even going to buy a plane. I mean, I went there to buy a throttle servo for my Nitro RC car that I was going to sell. And I was just like, had $250 in my pocket and saw some guy there who said he liked this plane, and I just bought this shit on a whim. I was just like, alright, looks like I got a new plane, and I love it. So I mean, I have no complaints about it. So how can you get a better review than that? I mean, this is a good plane. It's made by Park Zone. I bought mine at Pegasus Hobby, but I've seen you could buy them online. You could buy them. I've even seen them at a pawn shop before. So you can. They're pretty popular. You can get them a lot of places, and they are fully aerobatic, full control. The elevators or ailerons, I'm not too hip on the terms yet because I'm a beginner, but these move. This moves just for lack of, so I don't call them wrong. And tail rudder, elevator, and ailerons. I think that's what they are. And throttle. So 4 channel, totally badass. I don't want this. I don't want to keep rambling on, but I just like this plane. And despite all the tape and all the shit that I've done to make it totally look stupid, some people probably totally fucking hate the way think I've destroyed this. Some people probably think this thing looks totally stupid, but I mean, for me learning, I think it looks cool. I think, I drew it. I think it looks cool, but you know, it's all about your own playing and having fun. Sorry if I'm blinding you guys with my light up there, but um, yeah, there's a plane. I'll be fixing it and be flying it pretty soon. If I had a video, I'd take you guys to the park, but I'm just filming here with my mom's laptop. It's got a webcam, but all right. Here's my little review, and I'll get this baby fixed and back out to the park, and maybe eventually get some flying footage. All right, see you guys. Have a good one.